Yo, what up? Yo, is this thing on? Hello? Hello? Does it work? Alright, let's find out. Alright, cool. Okie dokie. So, today, I'm gonna be messing around with this little stream deck thingy a little bit more. Got some more code that needs to be done to make this thing work, in a usable fashion. Right now I've got it, where I can do button presses, and I can send some images to the device. So I have what I think is the makings of a basic driver for this thing. I just need to put some more layers on top of that to give some functionality, so that instead of having to go through and like define a whole bunch of stuff statically, um, and then run it once and then hope everything stays the same. I want to have it a little bit more dynamic so that I could have like a config file that I can change with stuff that gets updated and read, um, continually. That way, if we have like a GUI or something in the future to make changes to this device, we can just hook it into the Python code, and then just have it update that config file or something. Um, so maybe we'll try that. I don't know. We'll see how far we get. I've got to add some more support for um the key mappings. Actually make this stuff do things. Make this correspond to key presses, like key binds. And then I wanted to have one of these be like execute, I think. And then it'll run a command, so I can do like bin bash echo hello, and then it'll go through and say execute bin bash echo hello or something. And then that way I can configure I don't know, program execution to a button press, which I feel like might be useful or something. I don't know, who knows. Um, so where are we at? The last thing I was messing with, is pulling the input. I did this action execute, action keybind. And then the handle input. So this gets the mapping, get action, and then get value from the JSON. And then call action get that action and that value. And then we have statically defined actions and values up here. Alright, so then we can just come in here and start filling out like these things. Start filling out this, start filling out that. And then the other thing that I wanted to, I don't know if we'll get to this today, is the writing an image. This whole thing. I wanted to mess with this a little bit more, but that one is tricky, mostly because it's just confusing as shit. How does this thing work? So, we get the command set panel image, set that as our header. And then if we have an image path, we open the image path, convert all the data to bytes. And then right and bottom get set to the size of the image. And then we subtract one from them. And if I remember correctly, this is all kind of stuff that I took apart from the DLL file. So if I go to Where are we at? I guess this one got restarted. Okay. Alright, well, while that launches, that's gonna take a little bit. Go back to Linux. Stare at this some more. Alright, yeah, so then it gets, takes those values, packs them into the message. Not sure why we bit shift that by 9. I think I went back and forth a while, just like throwing numbers into CyberChef and bit shifting them to figure out like how the actual data was being packed into this message. If I had Wireshark open, or if I had this capture on this machine, I'd be able to show you. Okay, and then it sends the image to the device. Perhaps buffer size. All right, and then if we get that in the response, then we successfully sent it. Okay. So I can mess around with that one a little bit today, but I think I just want to expand the functionality on this stuff. All right. Okay, let me get this plugged in, and we'll get it tested. Okay, so missing one required position argument key. Oh, duh. All right, let's print those out. See what that does. So shift and enter. So it's separating those. So now I need to translate that into the actual keyboard input. Generic shift key. So how do I do keystrokes? Let's see. Type 2 uppercase A's. Type hello world using the shortcut type method. I don't think we want that, because we want to press shift and, you know, let number or whatever with keyboard dot key pressed key dot shift. Okay, so that's how you do. So you're gonna do with keyboard pressed key shift and then do dot press under that. Okay. So let's do if shift in keys, then we do with keyboard. Oops, yeah, keyboard dot pressed key dot shift. Right? Keyboard dot press key dot shift. I've got that imported properly. Yes, import key. And then we do keyboard.press, and then I mean, how does that go for, like, if I did like Control Shift A or something like that? Do I have to do with again and nest these? That doesn't seem right. Common use case for keyboard monitors reacting to global hotkeys. That's for like a keyboard listener, right? Oh, here we go. This creates a hotkey. Parse control plus alt plus H. Oh. So I wonder if I can use that keyboard.hotkey parse. Oh, okay. So this will create a hotkey and then use a listener to update its state. Once all the specified keys are pressed simultaneously, on activate will be invoked. So alright, so this makes the hotkey. So what I think I need to do is make a hotkey for every like key combo. So if it's got a plus in there, then I need to go through the logic, like the setup logic for hotkeys. Let's see. Okay. That does not seem super unrealistic. This, I wonder if I could just be I want to be lazy. But I guess we can wrap all of these with brackets. See, the letters don't need that though, just Control Alt Shift. Let's see. So what we can do is I think we can check if our key is in dir key, if it's in this in here, and then what we can do is we can wrap it in brackets. Okay, and if it's not in here, then we don't wrap it in brackets. That way I can be lazy, because I want to be lazy. When I go through and define a bunch of these, like, hotkeys or whatever, I don't want to sit there and wrap all my shit in brackets. That would be really annoying. You know, what's the point in programming if you're not going to be lazy? So, let's go ahead and we can start with, where are we? Handle input, action keybind, keyboard press, shift keys. Okay. So let's get rid of that. Actually, I'll just comment it out. Ah! Alright, so for K in keys, if K in dir key, K equals, let's just do format string. All right, and I think that's an in-place operation. So let me just confirm because running keybind shift plus enter key plus on. Oh, I need to print it out 4K and oh, yep, that would help. What is it? Hotkeys. Hotkey list. We'll just make this, name it a little bit better. That way we're not running into collisions. Even if just mental collisions. Alright, so now let's print those out. Do the scan, go push a button. So it should be wrapped. Why are you not wrapped? Oh. I thought Python lists you could, I thought they were not immutable. Am I just dumb? Yeah, let's just do list comprehension. Alright. Let's see. No. K for K in hotkey list. Because I don't think I can do list comprehension breaks my brain. I do simple list comprehensions. I don't like to do complicated ones because they'll fuck me up. It's just for K in hotkey list. That should work. I don't understand why that didn't work. I guess it's because it's not a maybe it's not actually it's because that's a string and it's comparing objects or some shit. 4K in hotkey list. If K in dir. Yeah, so just printing it out with that. It's just not placing it back into the dictionary or into the array. Okay. I'm so dumb. Wait, no. I mean, yes, but um, hmm. So if we got a plus in there, and then we do that, and then we iterate through the hotkey list. 4K in the hotkey list. If K is in key, then I just tried this. I'll try it again. Pretty sure it's not gonna work. I don't know why it didn't work the first time. Okay. This seems dumb, but okay, whatever. Good God. And then let's just add. Okay. This is really dumb. I feel like there's probably a better way to do it, but whatever. No, it's still not working. What the what? Pretty sure. Yeah, so see, it's printing shift and enter. So why the fuck is it not putting it into that? Oh my God, of course. I'm gonna run into something stupid right off the bat. Hotkey list format, hotkey. I don't know, that's real dumb. I feel like this should just work, and I don't know why it's not working. Oh, that's why. Because I'm dumb. I'm so dumb. There we go. Wow, okay. And then we need to. Are you? This is this is so that I could be really lazy, cause well, cause now I have to add the plus back into them if I want it to fit the format of their parser. So I'm sitting here and I'm splitting the plus out of it so that I can then check to see if it's got shift or enter or F1, and then I'm putting brackets around it and then putting a plus back between it. Okay, whatever. Let's see. So So if the length of a hotkey list is greater than 1, then we go through and we hotkey list equals hotkey list dot join. Oops, nope. Dot join. Then we do hotkey list. So now we've got shift plus enter, which I think adheres to their formatting for these key codes. Yeah. With keyboard global hotkeys registered. Use the convenience class keyboard global hotkeys. So we can do this. Go through add it as a hotkey in the global hotkey list. Okay, that does not seem too difficult. Okay, so now that we've got that, we can go ahead and let's just make a global hotkey variable up here. So now we've got our hotkeys, our self.hotkeys. So then we can self.hotkey. What? Hoikeys. Self.hoikeys. Okay. Self.hotkeys. And then let's see. Hotkey list equals wait a minute. Am I thinking about this wrong? Yes, I am thinking about this wrong because I need to do this hotkey.parse. What does that give me? If I do hotkey.parse, let's see. Keyboard.hotkey.parse. Okay. Yes, I meant keyboard. Eh. Oh, that's why. From by input keyboard, import key, controller, and keyboard. Import input. key dot shift, comma, what? What is this? Okay. I wonder if I can do, I wonder if I can take that and then I can do like keyboard dot press and then do HK. Oh, keyboard has no attribute press. What is it? Is it hotkey dot press? Interesting. Hmm. MethodPy input is a convenience function to transform shortcut strings to key collections. Please see its documentation. Where? Okay. Please show me the documentation. Bruh. Wait. I think this is what we need. No? They say read the source, but it's literally not in here. What the fuck? Hey, what's up, Harvey Knight? Or Harvey Knee? Harvey Knee 434? Yeah, I read chat, but it's not super frequent, sorry. Do you know why my code doesn't work? I want to parse this. I need to get like a tool or set up a script or something to like collate Twitch chat and YouTube chat and just stick it on my screen right in front of me. Do 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 do. This is what I want. Pi input keyboard hotkey parse. Where is the source? Don't make me dig through the file system. Come on. Isn't it normally like right there it is? Okay, Jesus Christ. I don't know. I don't normally go to PyPy. Let's see. Lib pi input keyboard util. I think it's under util. Constants, constants, constants. Key code. There we are. Parse. Parse is a key combination string. Key combination strings are a sequence of key identifiers separated by plus. Key identifiers are either single characters representing a keyboard key, such as A, or special key names identified by names enclosed by brackets, such as control. Keyboard keys are case insensitive. So, I may still also be able to use the global hotkey thingy. Super. Yeah, so I think what we can do, yeah, I wonder how we can use this global hotkey thingy. Because this is a listener. I don't really need a listener. I wanna send the hotkeys. I wanna like do the keystroke. Registering a number of global hotkeys. But if I can just do like this and then just call press on that hotkey. So wait, does a hotkey have? Ooh, it does. So a hotkey does have a press method. Right? Parse and then yeah. Updates the hotkey state for a press key. If the key is not currently pressed, but it is the last key for the full combination, the activation callback will be invoked. But I wonder if that actually goes to the system or not. So can I just do, let's try hk equals key dot hotkey dot parse cmd. Wait, object key has no attribute. What? Oh, keyboard hotkey. And then if we do hk dot press, list object has no attribute press. Do I have to make it into a hotkey first? That's probably the case. Hotkey dot parse. Self keys, okay. Param callable on activate the activation callback. Param set keys, collection of keys that must be pressed for this hotkey to activate. I think we're on the right track. The key may be either a string of length 1, one of the key members, or a key code. So, one of the key members, or applies this dead key to another key and then returns the result. Key code using key code care. Okay. I need not key code. I need hotkey. Hotkey. Oh, okay. That's why I need to initialize object. I'm dumb. Okay, so HK is actually keyboard.hotkey in there. No? Oh, it's requiring not activate. It's missing one positional argument. Well, fuck the lambdas work. I always forget. Mostly because I never use them. Hmm. It may not work for us. Because it's wanting us to make a, like a callback function. That gets called when this hotkey is pressed. I don't think it's registering a hotkey. Does Python have like an auto hotkey library? Oh, this person likes to travel. I don't want to use auto hotkey. I just want Python send keystrokes. C types? Oh, good God, are you fucking kidding me? PyAuto GUI. There's this Python keyboard. Add a hotkey, print, blah blah blah. Press and release, shift plus S. This is literally what I was just trying to do. That's funny. Literally what I was just trying to do. Okay. I might need to use this library instead. I'm probably just approaching it with the wrong one. Because this library seems more like it's meant for listening. Like making an actual keyboard listener. It has the functionality to like actually send key presses, but it doesn't seem like that's its primary thing. Events generated under Windows don't report a device ID. Media keys on Linux may appear nameless. Scan code only or not at all. Key suppression or blocking. Only available on Windows. Key suppression or blocking. To avoid depending on X, the Linux parts read raw device files, but this requires root. Oh, gross. Other applications such as games, register hooks, swallow all of them. Makes no attempts to hide itself. Okay. So that is interesting. I could work around this by hooking my code into, or giving my code permission to listen to this. Oh, I don't know, that's kind of weird. Okay. Yeah, that might be what we need. I think. Hey, what's up, Junison? How are you doing? I think this might be the library that we want to use. I'll try this one. Could you imagine if you could just install a keyboard like that? Just type a command and then suddenly get a keyboard. So how does this work? Repeatedly waiting for key press, invoking code when an event happens. Common patterns. Okay, so press page up and then page down and then type foobar. Oh, nice. What is add hotkey? What is that one? Keyboard add hotkey, where are you? Okay, invokes callback every time a hotkey is pressed. But that's not what I want. Control plus shift plus A. Press and release? Is that what I want? I'm doing pretty good. Just chilling, doing some coding, trying to get this hardware working in Linux. You know, the usual. What was it? Press? Arse? Oh, press and release. Oh, it's an alias. Okay, so since OS events that perform the given hotkey menu can either be a scan code, a single key, or multi-key, multi-step hotkey. Okay, that seems like what I need. Okay, so then I don't actually have to be lazy in here with all of this nonsense. Let's see. On my personal setup, I use Arch Linux. Uh, and then for this, what you're seeing, that is all Kali Linux, just because it's easier for me to deploy in a VM. And it comes with a lot of the tools that I already use, so it just avoids a bunch of that headache. Let's see. So hotkey list. Let's just do keyboard dot press, and we will do V, which should be shift plus enter. What is shift plus enter doesn't even do anything on Linux. Let's just try this. Meta D. Okay, so how do we do meta? Wonder how hard it will be to find the actual list of keyboard keys. Keyboard event name? No. there's the modifiers. That's what I wanted. Yeah, I don't use Kali as my personal just because it's a pen test distro. It's meant to be like ephemeral, so you're meant to just like kind of stand it up, use it for an engagement, and then shut it down and not, not use it anymore. So it's not really, it doesn't really have a lot of stuff with like usability built into it. Like I guess usability for like long-term usability built into it. Um, so it can give you some headaches in that regard, like with like updating it and stuff like that. I think with Kali Linux, it's recommended instead of just like updating the system to just reinstall like a new version of it, like whenever they come out with major releases. But I don't know. It's Linux. There's a lot of fun stuff that you can learn with it. But it's kind of Kali's kind of just like a toolbox. It's got a collection of tools for you. So really, it's learning how the tools work that benefits you. Um, So all modifiers, what is it? Left Windows, right Windows. Oh, Windows. Okay, so they just have a regular meta for Windows. Okay, so let's do Shift plus Windows. No, wait, Windows plus D, right? Windows plus D. I want to try this. Yeah, exactly. Even just using Kali Linux for like normal shit is very annoying and very difficult. I would recommend if you're interested in trying like a new distro for like kind of like daily use, um, check out Mint Linux. Mint Linux is really good, and so is Manjaro. Uh, Manjaro is like it's an Arc-based distro, Arc Linux-based distro. So if you want to learn some Arc Linux without having to like do the full setup from step one, like the wiki wants you to do, then Manjaro is kind of the way to go because it's got all that pre-configured for you. And then Mint Linux is my recommendation for a Debian-based Linux distribution. So let's do that. Okay, so I'm going to run this now. Let's do this. So push the button. Keyboard is not. Oh, I got to import the shit. I'm so stupid. All right, let's just import keyboard. And then we come back over here and do this again. Name controller is not defined. Line 65? Wait, no. Oh, yeah, okay. Keyboard. Yeah, that's kind of why I like Arch Linux myself is because it gives you the if you do the install from bare metal like following the wiki it leaves you with basically just a terminal session, incredibly bare bones and minimal, and then from there it's very educational. If you don't know like a ton about Linux and you really want to learn like the inner workings of it. Arch Linux is pretty fun for that because when you have the base install, you have to put literally everything else on it. So your like window manager, your desktop environment, all that crap. You got to figure out what all of it is and what all you need, and then install it and configure it. So it can be a pain in the ass to get it going. But my Arch Linux install I've had for I don't know, well over 5 years, and I've the only time I reinstall it, or the only time I had reinstalled it was when I did a rebuild, and I wanted to swap to a hypervisor setup. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and Pop is pretty good for gaming. What personally I've never tried it, but I have a couple friends who have it and they recommend it. Um, so let's see, push button. Ah, see, there we go. You must be root to use this library on Linux. I hate running crap like this as root. No module named USB. Okay. Oh, is it because... It's because I'm running it as sudo and so it's not in the virtual environment. I hate this. This is so dumb. That's what I wanted to avoid. That's what they said. They said it doesn't work on Linux without root because it reads your input device. Hmm. So I've got this got a little stream deck sort of thing. It's like a knockoff stream deck. This thing right here. Um, yep, yeah, there you go. It's got 12 buttons on it and a little screen behind the buttons. Um, typical stream deck kind of stuff, but it's like an off-brand stream deck made by this company called Mountain GG, and it was like $35, so it was really cheap. Um, and so I'm trying to get driver support in Linux for it because they didn't. It's only got driver support in Windows. So I've gone through and captured a bunch of data with wireshark, like USB data, going back and forth, and I've reversed that to the point to where I can send messages back and forth. Um, so we've got all these headers for the URB messages that get sent back and forth to the device for like turning it on, setting values like changing the brightness, enabling functions, things like that. So I've reverse engineered those and I've written this Python library to talk to the device. And right now I'm working on reading the key presses, so reading the actual like button presses and then hooking that up to some code to do something fun, like I don't know, trigger sound effects or something. Whatever you do with a Stream Deck. Oh, you got hit by the clickbait, the unintentional clickbait. My bad. Um, but yeah, I want to get it working because it was only $35, but it not working in Linux is kind of lame. It works pretty well in Windows. Their software's pretty sweet. Let me see. Oh my, I launched ghidra and totally forgot about it. Um, but I've got let's see. I was gonna open this up and dig into it a little bit more with the like the set image commands, but ghidra wants to take some time. I need to pull I have another project, another ghidra project file for this whole uh overarching product project or whatever. And I need to get it over to this VM so that I can load it up because it's got a lot of stuff on there that this one doesn't have. Just progress that I made prior. Yeah, it's gonna take a second. Okay. So I don't have, this library wants root access, and I can do that, but I really don't want to just because it's annoying and a pain in the ass. I don't really like letting things have root access when they don't need to. So let's see if we can find another Python library for sending key presses. Yeah, auto hotkey, of course. Everybody says auto hotkey. That's what I just tried. Python library to simulate keyboard. I wonder if there's is it Python Ducky? Ducky to Python. Convert Ducky script to Python. Because Rubber Ducky already does like a whole bunch of emulation for like mouse and keyboard keystrokes and stuff like that. So if somebody's got like a Ducky Python library, I don't know. This is for testing and writing Ducky scripts. Oh, that's neat. Open source Ducky script interpreter. Um, that would be really funny. Hook it up to a Ducky script interpreter so you can just like attach Ducky scripts to each of these keys. It'd be kind of goofy. Hmm. PyKey, what is this? Send input function on Windows and XDo tool on Linux to synthesize keystrokes. That's another thing. It's surprisingly complicated to actually send keyboard input. If you're not like an HID device, that's kind of tricky. Oh yeah, just run a Windows VM just for this device. Yeah, I could do that. Um, but see, that's not fun. What's fun is spending like 40 plus hours on a $35 piece of hardware trying to get it to work in Linux. Pi key, import press key, release key, blah blah blah. Send a sequence, okay. One by one, and if it sequences, each item in the list will be pressed one by one. Da, da, da. Value pairs, da, da. So that might work. I don't know. But this uses XDo tool, which would work here in Kali. But the system that I'd be using it on is using Wayland. I wonder if Wayland XDo tool. How do you reprogram devices or access their code? Is there a specific program for that? Um, there's lots of specific programs for that. In fact, it depends a lot on the chip that you're working with. Um, so a lot of times you're probably going to be using something like a programmer, like an ISP, like serial programmer to talk to like a flash chip. The flash chips, they have like a particular like sequence that you talk to them with. Where you bring data lines high and low to represent certain bits of data, and then you basically just throw all that data at them to write to them, and then to read from them, it's a similar process. They have like a schema or a protocol that you talk to them with, either SPI or I2C or whatever, and then that allows the flash chip to communicate. Um, I can demonstrate something like that in the future with dumping some flash off of one of these devices. Um, I don't think specifically this one. I've tried it on this one, but I wasn't able to get it to work. Maybe we can try it again later. But um, it's that would be the way to do it, is to just get something like a SOIC 8 clip, depending on what chip you're working with. Most chips are like an 8-pin flash chip, and you can hook a little connector up to it, and then there's some tools like shoot, what is that thing called? Uh Hold on one second. Be right back. It's this little dude, the Tigard. That wants to focus. This thing, Tigard. And what this is it's a little circuit board that a group of hackers made that has a whole bunch of interfaces on it for like JTAG and ISP serial devices, UART, that kind of stuff. And it's got a controller on it so that when you hook it up to your computer with Type-C, you can talk to all sorts of different devices with it. And so you get a connector that hooks up to the flash chip that you're interested in, and then you hook that connector up to this little board, and then you plug this into your computer, and then on your computer with certain software, you'll talk to that flash chip, and that'll allow you to dump the data off of it or write new data to it, depending on the flash chip, obviously. But I would recommend looking at your target device, getting the little like chip information off the flash chips or whatever, and then looking it up and getting like the data sheet for that chip. It's the Tigard, Tigard. There's a handful of different tools like this. This is just one of them. You can find them. They're like serial programmers or yes, debuggers. Yeah, this one you can get from securinghw.com, securinghardware.com. This thing's pretty cool. I've used it a handful of times. But yeah, if you want to investigate like the actual flash data that's on the device that is running like the embedded hardware, you can use something like that to pull that off. So this might be a problem. XDo tool does not work on Wayland. Yeah, that might be a problem. This is going to be way more complicated than I thought it was going to be. I just want to send keystrokes. Why is it so hard to send keystrokes with Python? Because this one requires sudo. Keystrokes to Wayland, Linux, Windows. Let's see what this person says. Why do tool, blah, blah, blah. This seems like it's fucking AI generated article. Lib input library. Oh yeah, using evdev. Okay. Could do that. We'll probably have to. That'll probably be the most compatible way to do it. Virtual keyboard. Let's see. Yeah. Using a Rust Wayland client, ew. Huh. Okay. I think, since we've been going for, what is it, an hour and 30 minutes, I'm gonna take a 5 minute break. Get some more coffee, go to the bathroom, that kind of stuff. I'll send you guys over to the idle screen with some cool music. If you want, hang out, and I will be back in a couple minutes. dokie. Alright, I'm back. Can you hear me? I hope so. Make sure this is all going. Last thing I want to do is stream with my mic muted. Cool. Alright, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to try evdev. Lib input. So let's get some docs open. Pure Python wrapper, lib input. Okay, cool. Input devices, display servers, blah blah blah. Okay, so let's jump to usage. Adds and removes devices from a given seat. These are physically added or removed. Viewing device information. Ugh. This is gonna get ugly. Keyboard events. Alright. Okie dokie. So, context type, event type. Where's that other page that actually had? So they make a virtual keyboard. They return the U input with capabilities. I don't know what the capabilities is. I guess that's what keys it supports. A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. And then sends keystroke. Creates a virtual keyboard. And then it sends the keystroke. What is send keystroke? Okay, so it does virtual keyboard dot write. EV key, and then the key A, key B, okay. E codes as E. Oh, okay. That's why I was confused. Yeah, so I think you define a list of keys that it can support for your virtual keyboard, and then you send keystrokes. Okay. I could copy paste if that feels like cheating. I don't learn anything if I copy paste. So we need to import our U input. That functions as our keyboard. So that returns the keyboard. Okay. So let's go and okay. Let's see if we can import this. What library do we need? Import U input. Import, was it evdev? Evdev. Okay, so evdev exists in our virtual environment. So from evdev import U input, and then E codes. Yeah, U input and then E codes, and then let's do our self dot vk, or just a keyboard equals how do they do this? So they have a capabilities list, they return U input with the capabilities. Okay. Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, I think that's one of the most difficult things about being a small streamer is when you don't have a chat to tell you when your shit is broken. So it's very helpful. I really appreciate it. Thank you. So we've got our E codes, key A, key B, key C. Let's look at constants and enumerations, E codes. Miscellaneous objects. E codes. E code. Bruh. Oh, that's because it's not lib input, it's evdev. What the what? Okay. Oops. Python evdev. This is what I need. I don't need lib input. What am I doing? Okay. So we want to cool tutorials. I like tutorials. Injecting input, injecting events. Import U input E codes as E. Wow, is that really all I need? UI dot write. Okay. So if I do, what is the evdev for meta? Let's see. E codes. So it exposes the constants in Linux input H. Okay, cool. Expose constants. Key. Okay, I guess we'll just get the constants from lib input H. Okay. Do 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 do. All right, so we are looking for key meta, right? Or something? I think it's meta. Or is it macro? This is my least favorite thing about working with keyboard stuff. Key codes. Left control, backspace, reserved. Enter. I think it is. I think it's macro. Pause, scale. There's so many key codes. That's something that's fun too if you guys have like a Flipper Zero or like something that does like Ducky script. Um, if you're testing a target that has USB, is to just inject like random ass key codes. Um, there's a Flipper Zero application that'll go through and basically send all of this crap, like key underscore coffee. It'll send stuff like that to whatever USB device. You can get some fun stuff out of that. Um, Key finance key. Oh, lots of buttons in here. Yeah, it's meta. Okay. Left meta, right meta. Okay. So, we do kind of have to make our own little parser. Sort of. Just to get the actual letters. Okay, so let's start with that. So we want to make our JSON. We'll do meta. We'll just call it meta. So let's go through and parse our JSON. So you input load key mappings. Handle input. So that'll do this. And then we're over here. Okay. So hotkey list is yeah, okay. So if we have a plus in our hotkey, then what we're going to do is we're going to hotkey list dot append. No, wait, plus equals v dot split. We'll split it on the plus. Oops, split it on the plus. Stick those in there. And then we need like a table, I think. I feel like we need a table to map all of this stuff. Maybe not. Let's see. Let's look at some of the tutorials that they have before we get in over our head. Listening accessible event devices. Getting currently active keys. Reading events. I want to send events. So we have to send the E code. One is down. Okay, and that's up. Okay, so we need a function for sending the key that'll do this crap. And then a function to parse our actual key from that. Okay. I gotta get rid of all this crap. I don't need all that. What did I say we need? We need something to write the actual key code. And then we need something to parse the key code. Okay, so key underscore, and that's the letter. So really we just need the meta keys or the modifiers. So we need shift, right? Left shift, right shift. And then we need control, key right control, key left control. Okay, so let's define these. Meta keys equals shift. It's gonna be ecodes dot. I already forgot it. key, right control. Or right shift, sorry. Encodes dot key left shift. And then for meta, we've got, oops, ecodes dot key, what is that, right meta? And left meta, oops. And then we need our control key, right? CTRL. Is that there? CTRL? Yeah. Key underscore right control, left control, right meta, left meta, right shift, left shift, and then we need alt. We need one for our alt key. Alt. And this will be left alt. Okay, just to confirm. Yep. So we've got those constants defined. So now I can look at our meta key. So I guess our logic will have to be if we have a meta key under the key mapping. So it just says like meta, then it'll default to left meta. And then if we do like r underscore meta, it'll be right. It'll be specifically right meta. Okay. I mean, that seems complicated, but overly complicated. Don't actually need to do all that. So pull our input, do our keybind action. So we're splitting those. And let's see, for KN hotkey. Oops. Hotkeys. No hotkey list. If KN, actually, let's see. Yeah, if KN, and then we'll do, do, because I want to check if there's like the presence of a meta key string. So we can check. I don't want to do like a bunch of like ors, booleans. Do like a has any? Wait, is any? No. All right, hold on. Python string in array. Can I just do in? Okay, yeah. All right. So let's check if we have an underscore in our key first. If we do, then meta name equals none. Let's see, k dot split. We want to split it on the underscore. Actually, let's keep it simple. We'll do meta name equals actually we can just check the meta keys. Okay. Yeah, if it's in if K is in meta keys, then what we want to do is on a list of key codes, right? All right, so we'll get the first element in our meta key, and we'll append that to our key code list. Else, if it's not in meta keys, then we want to key code list append. I'm gonna do string format. Do these need to be lowercase or uppercase? No, I don't think it cares. Okay. So I have to do an upper on it. K dot upper. To make it uppercase, so that'll format it into the key code string that we need. So then when we call our uInput, we can just pass it the list of our key codes. So print key code list. And then let's try this really quick. Just to confirm. So our second button is going to run meta D. First button will run A. Yeah, so let's go ahead and run this. Do I need to plug this device in? I do. 1 second. USB host device. Add that. Okay. Alright, it's turning on. Oops, no, I don't want sudo. Yeah, that is invalid syntax. You are right. Right, you are. Okay. Dev uInput cannot be opened for writing. Is that a permissions issue too? Oh. Maybe I need to use the context manager. I need to use with whenever I open it. Okay, well, for now, let's just go ahead and comment that out because I just want to test and see if the parsing is working for the strings. Key D, okay. That didn't do it though. That did get the right meta though. So this is the key code for whatever it is. That one didn't work for A though. So I wonder why that is. It's probably because I'm not splitting the thing. I'm doing all this logic under the split. Yeah, C4K and 4K in hotkey list. Else hotkey list equals or plus equals V. There, that'll do it. There you go, key A and key D. Okay. Okay, so now I can define those. So let's mess with the U input. Figure out how to get that. So specifying U input device options. The capabilities of another device. Maybe I can experiment with that. Maybe if I just poke at this, let's see. Okay, so let's see, print U input. Dev U input with open U input as UI print UI. Oops. Yeah, still can't do it. Interesting. What about if I run as sudo? No. I should see what the internet says about that. To give user access to the U input on the kernel. I mean, that's a lot better than running your tool as sudo, I think. Still kind of weird. I don't know. I don't know if that's better. Maybe my user doesn't have access to that. Um, yeah. Okay, let's see. So I've got access to plug dev. Yeah. Okay. I think that'll do it. Um, yeah, I think so. I have to log out, log back in though. Oh, oops. Yeah, U input cannot be opened for writing. Uh, ew. I hate doing that, but we're testing. Yeah, okay, so that worked. So we just don't have permissions in Linux to do that, so gotta set up a udev, but that's fine. We can set up a udev rule, I think. Um, that's funny. Gives your user read-write access to dev u input. It's literally made for this. Literally made for it. Do I need the subsystem? Don't I, or do I just need to log out, log back in? I think I just need to log out, log back in. Alright, let's log out, log back in. Make sure this is all saved. Okay. What? Oh, I did CHO. That's funny. Oops. Shh. There we go. That looks much better. Alright, that looks like how it did before. Um, oops. Source. And then Python 3. Do this again. Cannot be open for writing. Ah! Hmm. But it should be. Hmm. Is there a group for EVDev? Hmm. This dude's just doing like that one specific thing. Hmm. Attribute walk. I've never messed with that before. That's interesting. Hey, just copy. Thank you. Kernel U input subsystem miscellaneous driver. Hmm. Interesting. Oops. Rules. USB rules. Tag plus access. Hmm. Kernel U input subsystem miscellaneous tag plus U access. That should do it, unless. Let's see, udev adm reload. Right? No? No. Oh no, it's control tact reload. Yeah. Okay. Maybe that's why. Nope, still can't access it. What the dip, yo? Alright. Um, let's see. Motive 660 to let group use the device, then attach tag named uAccess. Special tag makes UDev apply a dynamic user ACL to the device node, which coordinates the system D login D. Okay, so I guess I need to put it into mode 660 along with that. Maybe. We'll see. See if that works. Okay. Mode 660. Plus tag uAccess. Okay. Let's try that. We will reload our udev ADM ls la dev u input. Does not look right. But let's try it anyway. Cannot be open for writing. Yep. Typical. Okay. Let's reboot the system. Wow, so fast. Hey, that worked. So we can see it's got the permissions now. So RWRDB for both user and group. So let's see. CD to our desktop, display pad. We'll source our virtual environment. We'll do Python 3. Go back up. Test our bullshit again. Cannot be open for writing. Wow. Maybe I need to set the group on it. Ah, can here's all knotted. Okay, yeah, let me set the group. The fuck does that do? Oh. Oops. Is it plug dev? Plug dev. I think it's plug dev. Plug dev. All right. So that should set the group to plug dev. Let's see. What did I do there? But that's because the device didn't get re-added. Let's see. Does mod probe do it? No, let's just restart it again. It takes just a second. It takes but a wee second. Alright. Robot. You input cannot type. Hey, there we go. Root and plug dev. So now if we do Python, hey, look at that. All right, cool. So now I've got permission to use that. Cool. So now if I go back into Sublime to mess with this, now we can actually send key codes. Or at least should be able to. We can call our udev device or set up our uinput device. So we've got our keyboard. Set that up with uinput. And then our key mappings, handle input, action keybind. Man, this code is getting to be a mess. I could break these out into different files later, but we'll worry about it then. Okay. So that goes and sets up our key codes, our key code list. So then we just need to iterate through the list of key codes. For KN key code. Actually, that's interesting. How do we... Let me figure that out again. Okay, so UI.write AV key. Does that send? Is that like a sync where you can like pre-code like a sequence? So I can go and set the sequence so that you have meta key, normal key goes down, meta key down, normal key down, and then meta key up, normal key up, and then sync or syn. What is that? Okay. I guess we just need to try it then. So let's try. Self.keyboard. Oh, EV key. And then this needs to be K. Okay, so actually we need to reiterate through this like 3 times. Right? No, just 2. Once to put them down, again to put them up. And then we do self.keyboard.syn, right? That's what that looks like. Alright, so if everything works right, I should be able to oh, should be able to push one of these buttons. String object cannot be interpreted as integer. Ew. What string object? Oh. So I need to ecodes.get. I need to get this value out of that. Right? I think that's what I need to do. I don't know if that'll work right. Yeah, evdev code system attribute get. Hmm. Ecodes.ecodes. Okay, cool. I could do that. Okay, so that should get the right key. Then I'll actually put the key code in there, and then that puts the key code in there. Metakeys.get. Meta ecodes. Okay, cool. Yeah, so those are already the key codes. So that should do it. If I do this, then I go and I push this button. Oh my god! Oh my god! Wow! Holy shit, it works. Running keybind meta D. Wow! Oh my god. Look at that. Look at that. It works. Oh man. That's so satisfying. This is why you learn how to program. So you can do this. Cool. Alright. So that works. Cool. Cool. Oh, you know what? There's something I need to do. I need to actually push this to Git, because I have not done that in a second. Git status. Adding key, I guess key support. Yeah. No, that is not accurate. No. There we go. Okay, cool. So I've got that pushed up to Git, just so I don't lose my progress. And I think that does pretty good. That's pretty good for this stream. Well, since we've hit a milestone and I can do this now. Well, hold on. When I'm running the code. A so I've got hotkeys, got key bindings working now. Which is a pretty good milestone. So next, I plan to kind of fill that out a little bit so that I can go through and set up whatever key bindings I want to like control OBS or control my system. And then I want to I need to set up the OS execution so that I can run Linux commands or just do like, I don't know, launch binaries or whatever the hell I want through Python subprocess. So that'll be cool. And then I just got to configure it. Then I just got to set it up with all of my customizations so that, oh no, I got to do images. I forgot about that. I have to set up the library for images. Um, so I've already got the functionality to push an image to the device, but I need to have it so that I need like a GUI or like some sort of interface that makes it easy for me to take an image or to take like an icon and then put that on like a virtual canvas, I guess. Like a virtual canvas that's the size of that screen, put the icon on there, and then take that virtual canvas and send that to the device. Um, and I think that would be like the ideal method to manage the actual display on the device is to have a virtual canvas, put your icons on there wherever you want them, and then send that to the device on a regular basis or whenever it needs it. And then you're pretty good. Then at that point, I think you're golden. The device is basically working, at least fully implemented all of like the basic features, like putting an image on there, and then reading keystrokes. So cool. Well, I think that that's still fun. That's so satisfying, getting it working. And then you can do do whatever keystrokes you want. Cool. Yeah, I think that's good for this stream. I'll wrap it up there. And then next time we'll dive into setting up the virtual canvas and stuff. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you learned some stuff. I hope you had fun. If you enjoyed that, go ahead, drop me a like and subscribe, or you know, check me out next time I'm streaming. So you can catch me on YouTube and Twitch, and then I've got video descriptions with some links to some of my other stuff. But yeah, hope you guys have a good afternoon and enjoy the rest of your day. Okie dokie. Bye.